Hello, welcome back to the channel. I am in the glorious Yorkshire Dales to do my second wild camp. It's been about 22 degrees today, starting to cool off a bit, although I'm not. And I've got the second highest peak in the Yorkshire Dales to climb before I do a wild camp. And it's forecast to rain at 6 o'clock. It's now 3:45, so I better get a wriggle on. I shall see you when I'm a bit further on, hoping that I can get up there before the rain comes. Right, I'll crack on. Should we play a little game as to where I'm going to be wild camping tonight? See if you can have a guess. I'll give you 3 clues and reveal all when we get to the top. The first one is you walk out of the village and go through a couple of tunnels. Second clue is right in front of you, a cave which inspired a scene from League of Gentlemen. The next clue then, because I can't remember whether I've already given this clue or not, is this is one of Yorkshire's big 3. Ooh. Right, there are 3 more clues coming up, so you can guess where the wild camp is before I get there. Right, the first one is Trogill, not to be confused with Troller's Gill. That's the only downside to the Yorkshire Dales, is that things like that are lovely, but you wish they'd go on for a little bit longer. And there's your next clue. The mountain right in front of us is the little one, and you might just be able to see the path snaking up to it. And then as we spin right slightly, that's the main one that we go into. And for your last clue, I'm hoping you can make out those 2 people over there. They're heading towards this gill. It's quite a big gill. Some would say it's a gaping gill. So this breeze is starting to get up, and I've got about another 50 metres of ascent until I get to the top of the little one before heading on to the big one. And it's what, 5 o'clock exactly, and it's just started to rain on me a little bit. I was hoping to get to the top and put the tent up before it started raining, but you never know, it might pass. And it's a bit breezy, so at least keep the midges away. And also, I brought for the first time the Lanshan 2 Pro, which has no separate inner, so I think the breeze will help keep any condensation out of the tent with any luck. I've got the Zenbivy, so it should be nice and warm, and it'd be interesting to see what it's like set up, because it's quite a bit wider inside than the Terra Nova Voyager 2 that I've got. Right, I suppose I better get a move on, hadn't I? See you at the top. Right, I'm at the top on the plateau. Just a small matter of touching the trig, then go and find somewhere nice and flat to put the tent up. Have you guessed where we are yet? I'll spin you around, see if you can find out. We are, of course, at the top of Ingleborough, one of the 3 peaks Nice flat top. On a good day you can see Morecambe Bay and the Lake District, but it's clouding over from that direction and it's due to rain. So I'm not quite sure whether we're going to get a sunset or not. But you never know, if not we might get a nice sunrise. Typical, isn't it? No cloud in the sky most of the week until the second I set off from Halifax. What the bloody hell is wrong with people? You can carry it up, carry it out. Pete's sake. One side over there. So there is the Lanshan 2 Pro tent set up for the first time. Not the best pitch I've ever done. And don't ever get me to seam seal anyone's tent, will you? Right. Setting up. Got the little flex tail mat. And as I mentioned on my Great Glen Way video, I've got the Zenbivy setup. So this is a Zenbivy light mat. The little flex tail pump is absolutely fantastic. And actually, it's a lot wider than the Terranova Voyager, so should have a bit more room. And there's tea, burgers. Although my British buns look as though they've seen better days. Right, so here we have the Zenbivy setup that you might have seen on my Great Glen Way videos. If you haven't already, check those out. So we've got the mat, the blanket, and what I've added to it this time now, because I've got it in stock, is the pillow. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be a really super comfy night's sleep. Well, isn't it typical? When I left Halifax at about 1:30 this afternoon, there was not a cloud in the sky. Now look at it. I'm getting clagged in as we speak. There is not a soul about. Just me and the skylarks. Beautiful. Got my coat on now to warm up because, of course, it feels like about 8 degrees up here at the moment. So I'm going to have a wander around, chill out a bit. I might even crack a can of beer open. Why not? It's Friday afternoon. Woohoo! Those skylarks sound nice. I'm so chuffed, mate. Look at this. Look at this coming in here. Wow. Right, so I'm all set up. Got some warm clothes on. You wouldn't believe what the weather is doing. I'm going to spin you around just to show you what I'm dealing with here. Have a look at this. Right, anyway, time for tea. And I'm going to start off with a can of Vocation Triple Vision at 10%. Why not? It's Friday. I've only got 2 beers anyway. Start off with this. And then I'm going to cook some burgers. So I've got dry aged Aberdeen Angus burgers, some brioche buns that look as though they've been sat on. They have been squashed in the rucksack, of course. Chopped lettuce, gherkins, burger sauce, tomatoes, and of course the finest cheese known to man. This horrible stuff. Right, I shall chop up my tomatoes, slice up my tomatoes, and get cracking. But first of all, chin chin. Oh, that'll put hairs on your chest. Right, let's build a burger. First of all, see if I can toast these. That'll be interesting, won't it? That is really nice beer from Vocation Brewery. I think they're down the road in Mythen Road or Crag Vale. Near Studley Park that I did on a video out nowish. Check that one out. This is really good. And it doesn't taste like it's a 10% alcohol beer either. That is really good. Yep, that's toasted. Right then, let's cook a burger. Starving. As always. Quite good, this little Lanshan, because you can open either side of the door, so I've kind of got that door shut there where the wind's coming this way, so it's kind of nice and sheltered. Right, as this is cooking, we'll start to build the burger. Right, that's the base, burger sauce. Then some lettuce. Bit of tomato, 2 slices, and then the top we'll have a bit more burger sauce and some gherkins. That is going to make one fantastic burger, or 2 even, because I'm going to have 2, I'm starving. Leave that to cook through, and then it'll be time to eat. Don't forget the dodgy cheese. These are prime cuts of 14-day aged beef rib and rump, coarsely minced and perfectly seasoned. Well, I think I'll be the judge of whether they're perfectly seasoned, don't you? Although, to be fair, I think their chefs have got a better palate than mine. There's the chewy bits. Yeah, perfectly seasoned. It's an old chef's trick, this, you know. Jamie Oliver taught me it. And now I've got a little bag spare. In the morning, I'm going to go across to that shelter and pick up those banana skins that some scrot has left. So if you're the person that left those and you just happen to be watching, I've got a little message for you. Take your shit home. If you can carry a full banana in, you can carry a banana skin out. What's wrong with you? The clouds seemed to be clearing a moment ago and now it's clagged back in again. Never mind. There's me and a can of Triple Vision. Damn, that's good. Look at that artwork. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I wish I was sponsored by Vocation Brewery, but not yet. Not yet? That's optimistic, isn't it? Right, I think this is ready now, so time to build a burger.
I seem to have got grass all over my spoon. Right. Oh, my gherkins are all falling out. No! Look at that! That's fantastic. I'll put myself a little napkin together. Look. You'd never guess I was born in Bradford, would you? Right, let's see what this is like. That is wonderful. Right, let me eat this in private and I'll bring you back in a while. Well, it's 20 to 9 now. I don't mind telling you, it's absolutely freezing up here. It's a bit breezy. I don't fancy my second beer because it's too cold. So I'm going to have myself Horlicks. And then, as soon as I've had that, I'm going to get into bed and watch Small Profits on iPlayer that I started watching when I did my last wildcamp video, Genius on Muppet, which if you haven't seen, check it out on the channel. Right, get on with this, it's cold. Where's the blooming summer gone? It's been 24 degrees earlier today. Yay, so this is ready. Let's see what this is like. And now it's blowing a gale, raining, clagged in. I'm not getting the drone out, I'm not getting a sunset, I'm probably not getting a sunrise. Oh well. Worst things happen at sea, yeah? Chin chin. Oh, that's nice.
I don't know if you can make that out on the video. I think you can. But you can see all those little bits of moisture all floating around. That's the moisture inside the tent. It's raining outside, it's single skin, it's breezy. But look at all that moisture that's moving around. That is ridiculous. I'm not a fan of this tent, I have to say. I'm not sure how many more times I'll be using it, but we'll reserve judgment until we've had a night's sleep in it. If that's the moisture that's moving around, how wet is my sleep setup going to be in the morning? Right, unless anything happens, I will see you in the morning. Good night. Oh, I think the chances of me getting any sleep tonight are about 0 with this bloody wind. At least the Zenbivy setup's nice and warm and comfy, but my God, when is it going to get light? Well, there's only 4 more hours until sunrise, eh? Bleeding hellfire. If this is a 3-season tent, I'm the King of England. There's a flap that keeps coming loose every time the wind blows, and I keep tightening it and it keeps coming loose, so I've now given up. And there's more moisture in this tent than there is in a bleeding sauna. I'm now on hour 5 of this nonsense. Morning. How am I looking? Do I look suitably refreshed and revigorated? No? Is it because I've had about 30 minutes sleep? Yes. I cannot begin to tell you how much I hate this tent. It is terrible. Both vestibule doors are popped off and won't go back on. The tent has leaked all over the place. Everything is damp. My Zenbivy is, I don't know if you can see that, wet all there.
This is a terrible tent, and you've seen it for the first time and the last time, because I won't be using this tent ever again. It's terrible. I'll tell you some of the reasons why. One of them is on here, all the water runs down here, and because the material is on the inside of the bathtub, then all the moisture just runs down the inside. Everything in my tent is damp or wet. This is supposed to be a 3-season tent. It's absolutely garbage. Mind you, it wasn't forecast to be like this. It's been like this since about 8 o'clock last night, and it hasn't let up at all. It was forecast to be about 11 miles an hour winds, but this is way beyond that. But this is awful, and at some point I'm gonna have to brave the elements, pack everything away and get the hell out of here. It's now about 20 to 6, so we've just had sunrise. I'm gonna have to psych myself up, aren't I? Then the only thing that saved me was watching Small Profits on the iPlayer last night, and this Zenbivy setup, which is nice and warm. Otherwise, I think I'd have been an emotional wreck now. I don't know if you can make out, but there's a load of water there, and God knows what it's going to be like under this pad behind me. It's just off. Right, it's 10 past 6 in the morning. It's freaking freezing and I need to get off this mountain. Make sure I don't get hypothermia. However, as always, leave no trace. Nothing there. Right, let's get the hell out of Dodge. Wow, that was a testing night. I'll tell you more about it when I get a bit lower and out of this wind. So that felt like an exercise in futility, that. All to save about 900 grams in weight by using a single skin 3-season, allegedly, trekking pole tent. And I really do think there's absolutely no point. But here's my Terra Nova Voyager 2, which comes in at 2 kilos as opposed to 1.1 for the Lanshan 2 Pro. That tent wouldn't have budged last night in that wind, and I'd have stayed dry. And I wouldn't have spent all night wondering whether the trekking poles were going to break or the tent was going to collapse. And both those vestibule doors popped off their little hooks. And even before that, the little guidelines that you keep them tight just kept coming loose in the wind. So ultimately, just not worth it. And for that reason, I won't be bringing it ever again. But as I said, the Small Profits on BBC iPlayer was a bit of a godsend, because I watched 3 episodes of that when I couldn't sleep. And you're not going to see anything, and I think there's about 3 miles back to the car. So I'm going to go home now and grow some homunculi in my garage. And on that note, I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra!